Hey guys, it's Vernie here. Another Tuesday, another Vault video. This is War Within Season 2, Week 16. And this week is going to be a little bit different. As you can see, we have a lot of world slots because we did a bunch of delves trying to finish up our delve achievements in preparation for next season. Not a whole lot of information yet in terms of the date. I think people are assuming in the next 5 to 6 weeks we will either see a patch or know the date of the next patch for 11.2. Did do some raid testing, so it was pretty cool. The raid looks sick. I think the theme is awesome, especially if you like ethereals and purple. It's great. Most of the bosses seem pretty interesting. Only did normal testing, so they weren't very intricate, but I would expect the difficulty to ramp up pretty rapidly in the higher difficulties. But looking at vaults, we have a couple characters who did Mythic Raid, did a couple dungeons, but for the most part it was a lot of delves, so I don't think we'll be taking a ton of gear this week. Looking mostly at sockets. We have the Paladin 683, 2 Mythic Raid slots, and some delve slots. Outside of like the Galley Shield and House of Cards for off-spec, I don't really know what we want, so I guess we'll just open as protection, just see what we get. Oh! The Galley Shield. Okay, I mean, sure, that's one less thing we have to dinar. So now we can actually spend dinar on like ret things, like best in slot and House of Cards. So that's cool. That's very nice. I was hoping. It's not like we needed it, but it was it was a nice little pickup. All right, the Druid. I think we did one dungeon run. I think it was a 13, which I don't know why that character was doing 13s. I like got roped into doing some friend keys, and we ended up doing 13s instead of like 12s, which 12s make the most sense because you don't get any crests above 20, I don't think. So 12 is the cap. Anyway, we'll have one dungeon slot and then some delve stuff. We don't need a socket, so if we end up taking a socket, it's a little bit of a downer. We actually already have 6 tokens, so yeah, a socket would not be great. I really don't know what we want. We took a feral weapon, didn't we? Or was that my monk that took a weapon? No, we have a myth weapon. Okay, so I guess we're going back to Boomkin. I don't really know what we want. We'll just go ahead and open his Boomkin. Gloves and legs, I guess, would be the best. A helm. We have a helm. We could take some hero pants that we don't have the appearance for, or 6 more tokens. I guess we'll just take the tokens. I don't really know. In terms of transmog, if it's not like shoulders, helm, or weapon, I don't really look at it very favorably. Those pieces are less visible. They're, I don't say less important, but obviously I value things like bracers a lot less than shoulders or helm, which are very prominent on your character. I can't say we're gonna be playing the druid much either. So like maximizing his gear, he's like what 673. I think all of our healers are 673 plus, except for or 672. Okay, just to spite me, we're slightly off. The evoker's 666. He's actually gonna be the one I'm working on next. I think the priest is 680, so we're kind of done. Oh wait, I don't think I even have a vault on this character. I don't think we did anything on the monk. We didn't. Okay, so poor monk. Left in the dust at 672.56. That's okay. Shaman. We did some delves, and we did one dungeon. Another 13, randomly. But yeah, I think going into next tier, we decided on Holy Paladin, Priest, and Evoker as our third. I think the chances of us playing Evoker are very slim, unless Paladin is awful, Priest is awful, and Evoker's just busted as hell. Like maybe if it was like season 1, then I would have to have to adapt and play Evoker, but healer balance is normally not that bad. All right, so one dungeon. What do we really want? Shoulders, or a Blaziken wax, or like a really sick ring. I don't even know what if there is there a crit burst ring. I don't think there is. I guess boots. I don't know. There's not a lot. There's not a lot we need at this point. We'll go ahead and open a Zelly. That's a weapon. Man. I mean, I don't think we're swapping out Ascendants. Maybe we should have gone Enhance, but I don't think we're playing Enhance either. So Helm. We do need Socket. We need 2 Sockets. So actually, we're taking the Socket. It's very clear we're taking the Socket. But yeah, last week we ended up doing a bunch of Delve achievements just because I think it's going to be part of the expansion meta, and I've been trying to do the expansion metas while they're current. So we're trying to knock that out. I think last week we started at like 180 Delves out of 500, and now we're at 340. So we did well over 100 Delves, closer to 150. And for the Coffer Key achievement, I think you need to open 250 Bountiful Coffers, and we're at like 170. We did like 50 last week, so pretty good chunk. I'd like to have it mostly done before next patch, because then the last patch I can focus on playing my characters and not worrying about achievement stuff. I do like to do the achievement metas and whatnot, and mount farm whenever it's current. All right, Priest. So for Shadow, we're at 679.81. We're really close. Really, we just need to replace Rings and Trinket. That's it. We did do 5 bosses in Mythic Raids. We have 2 raid slots, no dungeons, and some Delve slots. From the raid, I do think we can get Sprocket, because we have killed Sprocket, so I do want to open as Holy for a chance at pick-me-up, and then that would allow me to cartel chip something else. Oh, baby! Also the crit haste ring, which is pretty interesting. We're obviously taking the pick-me-up. Nice. That's good. And then that's going to allow us to just craft all over the place. So we've crafted like 2 necks. One for Shadow, one for like Disc, and one for Holy. We have a ring for Holy. We can craft a ring for Shadow if we need. So I think if I can't get into like a Mugsy or a Gallywix kill, I think we probably Dinar a Heroic Jaster Diamond. That's at least a good bit better than the champion one. We really want a Mugsy kill for Moxie Jug. Very nice pickup. Very nice. Okay, and last, the Evoker. Now the Evoker did a bunch of delves, and I think we did like 4 or 5 dungeon runs. We tried to do the weekly, see if we could get a trinket or something from the Mythic Cache. You know, do 4 dungeons, get a heroic raid item. We ended up getting pants, which wasn't super useful. We did get to 667. Gear's looking pretty good. We really need to replace this trinket. I think House of Cards is ultimately what we want. Signet is also decent, so we would take a Signet from here. Let's go ahead and open his Dev. I don't think we need to open his Preservation. But barring that, what else do we need? Gloves, pants, chest are the biggest ones. I guess I would take a Myth Crit Haste Ring as well. Okay, wrist, that's our embellishment. And a Myth Cape, which is the cape we have, but it is Verse Crit. Awful stats. Verse Crit Neck. I mean... Oh, dude, Verse Crit is so bad. My gut tells me socket because we're missing 2 sockets. I'm just going to go glance at what the cape catalyzes into. If it catalyzes into something really good, we could take the cape. Haste Verse. That's okay. Man, it just feels bad taking a cape that we're not really going to use. But I guess we have weeks to get a socket. We only need 2 tokens for a socket. Yeah, maybe. I think we'll just take the cape. You know, a myth piece is a myth piece. We can upgrade it. This character needs, like, I don't know, 300 more crests to finish everything. We got to craft, like, at least 2 items and finish out the rest of our 658 pieces. But, okay, we'll take it. And that puts us at 667.25. Alright, that's decent. Alright, that's going to be it from us. We will not be streaming this week. I think we're going to be out of town most of the week, so probably not raiding, probably not streaming, so you might not see me until next week, but when we come back, twitch.tv/Veronix, we will be streaming a little bit. hopefully getting this character some gear, doing some mythic alt raid on the priest, maybe some achievement mop up on the paladin. But hopefully you guys have good luck in your vaults, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.